I am David Lefkovitz, the husband of Nelly Berman Lefkovitz. Nelly's school started in 1988, the same year that we were married. I'm her second husband. She started with 3 students in her home in Overbrook Park, and within a year her faculty had doubled to 2 teachers, and the school began to grow. It moved from one rented facility to another as the school grew, student by student. And in 1996, we were able to acquire a property in Haverford that we reconstructed in 1 year's time to be the school building that it now occupies. By that time, the school had grown to about, I would say, 150 students. The school was completely renovated from a three-story Victorian residence to be a music school with soundproofed rooms, and according to codes, it even had to have a fire tower coming up the middle of the building. Nelly Berman was an extremely unusual person. I can say that, of course, as my loving wife, most unusual, and I had a wonderful life with her. But with regard to the school that she built, it was very unusual because her goals were not simply to be a music school like every other one, where children simply came maybe once a week, had a lesson, and went back to their soccer games and other home and school activities. Her objective was to train these children primarily using the Russian style of teaching that she herself excelled in. She brought a number of teachers to this country, first on H-1 visas, and then they gradually got green cards and some even citizenship. And quite a number of them came, and she was able to begin to realize her dream of building such a school. Nelly was, of course, above all, a teacher. And her teaching not only exemplified her aspiration, but was used to introduce children, the very youngest, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old. They didn't start with simple melodies. They started with Bach and Mozart, to be sure, relatively simple pieces for them, but to hear them play, it was astonishing. And as parents and other friends of parents heard this and heard them in the concerts that were given, the school began to grow more and more with such students with these ambitions. So her dream was realized. And unfortunately, toward the end of her life, the last few years, she was not able to continue as the director of the school, but her stamp had clearly been put on it. And her daughter, Elena, took over as the director, with Nelly sitting there, ever at the telephone, ever coming over to give advice, not on an occasional basis, but perhaps 8 or 9 times a day that the phone would ring. Those of you who are here at this competition today, which is a memorial to Nelly, because Nelly held, I believe, 3 such competitions in the past, has been organized by Elena, and it is magnificent. It's a magnificent tribute, and Elena is carrying on the same tradition, is building upon her mother's hopes and dreams, and she's a marvelous teacher, just like her mother. She's a carbon copy. And I am so gratified that this school is able to continue, with the same ideals, the same hopes and dreams, the same building, and that continues, that tradition continues with Elena, and it's a living tribute to Nelly Berman. Thank you.